Losing weight is brutal, not the kind that knocks you down all at once. The kind that quietly grinds you down every single day. You count calories, you skip late night snacks. But the fat just will not budge. We always blame modern life for this. Food delivery is too easy. Junk food is too cheap. We spend more time sitting than moving. And then we start romanticizing our ancestors, those ancient humans who sprinted across the wilderness every day, hunted with their bare hands, never stepped foot in a gym, never tracked a single macro, yet were absolutely shredded. So we end up with this image locked in our heads. Ancient humans equals perfect body. Eating meat equals staying lean. But here is a question I want you to actually think about. If an ancient human suddenly had access to an endless mountain of meat right there, unlimited, never running out, would he still keep that perfect body? The answer might surprise you. Let me shatter a myth first. Most people's gut reaction is that ancient humans would not get fat. Good genes, fast metabolism, born to burn. That whole idea. But that instinct is built on a completely wrong assumption. Picture the scene. An ancient human walks out of camp and suddenly finds an enormous pile of meat in front of him. What is his first reaction? Is it, I am full, I should stop? Or, I need to watch my figure, so I will take it easy? Neither. He eats. He eats like crazy. He eats until he physically cannot fit another bite. Then he lies down, waits a bit, gets back up, and keeps going. This is not an exaggeration. This is survival logic written into his DNA. His entire life experience has taught him one thing. Food is never guaranteed. You catch something today, you might get nothing tomorrow. The herd is here this week, gone 300 miles away next month. For him, however much food is in front of him right now, the answer is always eat as much as possible. That is not greed. That is survival. So here is the first thing we need to accept. Binge eating is not some modern bad habit caused by junk food and weak willpower. It is an instinct that humanity spent 1 million years burning into our bones. Now someone is going to push back and say, okay, but even if he overeats, his activity level is insane. Would he not just burn it all off? That sounds reasonable. But the data is going to make you rethink that. In 2012, a research team from Duke University traveled to Tanzania and spent years studying the Hadza people. The Hadza are one of the last remaining groups on Earth still living a traditional hunter-gatherer lifestyle. They walk and run distances every single day that would leave most modern people in the dust. The results came back, and the researchers were genuinely stunned. The Hadza's total daily energy expenditure was not significantly different from the average office worker who sits in front of a computer all day. Wait, what? A person running across the savanna every day burns roughly the same total calories as someone who barely hits 3,000 steps? Yes, because the human body automatically dials down energy use in other areas to keep total calorie burn locked within a relatively fixed range. No matter how much you exercise today, your body quietly compensates somewhere else. This is an evolutionary lock that nature built into us. It says, no matter what is happening outside, I am protecting these reserves. So even with all that physical activity, the moment an ancient human faces unlimited food, his body fires up that same ancient program. Eat everything, store everything. That program has a scientific name. It is called the Thrifty gene hypothesis, first proposed by geneticist James Neal in 1962. Think about what fat actually is. Most people see it as the enemy, the thing to be eliminated. But from an evolutionary perspective, fat is one of the most brilliant inventions in human history. It is your body's emergency backup battery, a reserve built specifically to carry you through the next famine. In prehistoric times, food supply was completely unpredictable. A famine could stretch on for months. In that environment, whoever could most efficiently convert a full meal into stored fat had the best shot at surviving. And what about the opposite? The ancient human who was naturally lean, fast metabolism, could eat anything and never gain weight. He looked great when food was plentiful. But the first time a real famine hit, he had no reserves. He was the first one gone. Being unable to gain weight in prehistoric times was basically a death sentence. And you, the person stressed about the number on the scale, right now, you are the direct descendant of the most efficient fat-storing survivors in human history. Your body is not broken. It is just running a program that was locked in millions of years ago, in a completely different world, doing everything it can to keep you alive. If that still feels too abstract, let me show you some actual evidence. About 28,000 years ago, someone in what is now Austria spent a long time carefully carving a small female figurine. Archaeologists named her the Venus of Willendorf. She now lives in the Natural History Museum in Vienna. What does she look like? An extremely prominent belly, large breasts, wide hips, the entire figure covered in exaggerated curves and stored fat. No trace of anything resembling the lean, toned body our culture celebrates today. This was not the carver's lack of skill. Archaeologists believe this was the ideal image in the eyes of ancient humans living in the Stone Age, the figure they chose to worship. Because back then, a full and rounded body meant one thing. This person has enough reserves to survive a famine, enough energy to bear and raise children. Fat was wealth, fat was strength. Fat was something the whole community envied. None of that. So if you feel like your body is the problem right now, you were just born in the wrong era. But we still have not fully answered the core question. With unlimited meat available, would an ancient human actually get fat? Here is something personal I want to share. My own weight has barely changed over the past 15 years or so. Not because I have iron willpower. I just genuinely have no pull toward processed junk food. Too salty and I feel terrible. Too sweet and I feel sick. 2 bites and I am done. No effort required. But meat is different. I have a deep instinctive craving for it. Every meal needs meat, even breakfast. And after a proper serving of meat, I am actually full. No willpower needed. That is the power of protein and fat triggering a real satiety signal. A pure meat diet comes with a natural break. My wife is a completely different story. She has a natural affinity for ultra-processed snacks. Put a bag of something in front of her, and she can finish the whole thing without even realizing it. That is not a willpower failure. Those products are deliberately engineered to slip past the brain's stop signal. So what does that tell us? Pure meat has a break, but the meat mountain never runs out. It is there tomorrow, next month, next year. That means an ancient human's brain never receives the signal that says food is going away, so I can finally relax. His body stays permanently locked in the eat more, store more mode, day after day, slowly and steadily accumulating. Then the other side of the equation starts to collapse. Once food is guaranteed, does he still need to risk his life chasing prey every morning? Does he still need to haul firewood before winter hits? The survival pressure drops away. Calories coming in keep rising. Calories going out keep falling. That math only has one answer. This is a perfect preview of exactly what modern humans are living through right now. We are walking around with bodies built over 1 million years specifically to survive famine. And we have crashed headfirst into a civilization where cheap calories are available everywhere, all the time. Cars to the door, elevators to the floor. Hungry? Pull out your phone. Food arrives in 30 minutes. Modern life has optimized convenience to an extreme, and in doing so has quietly eliminated almost every natural context where humans used to burn energy. An ancient human with unlimited meat and no reason to hunt anymore would not stay shredded. He would gain weight, more than you would expect. And we are that ancient human. This is not a willpower problem. The environment changed completely. The body has not caught up. So what do we actually do about it? First, let me say this. The next time you eat that extra piece of cake and feel like a failure, please go easier on yourself. That was not weakness. That was millions of years of ancestors speaking the only language they know, telling you, food is here, store it now. What if there is nothing left tomorrow? They did that to keep you alive. You do not owe them an apology, but understanding it does not mean accepting the outcome. The real answer is not to fight your instincts with sheer willpower. You cannot win that battle. Those instincts have been training for millions of years. The move is to use small, smart tricks to work around the old program. Eat more high-fiber vegetables. Big volume, low calories. They physically fill your stomach and replicate the kind of genuine fullness your ancestors felt after eating large amounts of rough plant food. That sends your brain the signal it needs to hear. Enough. Eat on a regular schedule and avoid going long stretches without food. Your body reads hunger as a famine signal and responds by ramping up fat storage even harder. Consistent meals are how you tell your genes, this place is safe, food is reliable, and there is no need to panic store everything, and actively push back against the convenience traps that were designed around you. Take the stairs. Get off one stop early. Walk after dinner. These sound trivial, but they are all doing the same thing. giving that old machine back a little of the natural burn it was built for. Obesity is not a personal failure. It is a million years of survival logic running completely lost in a world of food abundance. That ancient human, handed an infinite supply of meat and stripped of every reason to move, would gain weight, without question. And we are living in that exact scenario. Understand where you came from, and you will finally have a real shot at controlling where you're going. If this changed how you see your body at all, hit like and let more people find it. Subscribe for more of the stuff most people never stop to think about.